Alright, welcome. We're gonna be doing a machine from Try to Hack Me. It's called Lender, I believe. So this machine is all about attacking a Active Directory or exploiting. So we're gonna be simulating a real cyber attack scenario where we're gonna be exploiting the Active Directory, and this is one of my favorite exploits to do to attack Active Directories. So we need to start the virtual machine by pressing the start machine. You may access a VM. In my case, I'm gonna be using my OpenVPN to connect to the remote platform, but you can definitely use their attack box if you have like a subscription or something. Let's see. So the challenge is to get the user in the root flag. There's no other hints. I like to check for sometimes like for hints, because some CTFs like Try to Hack Me would give you, some machines will give you start you off with credentials, and that is to simulate a real world breach. So they'll hand you credentials, but in this case it looks like we're gonna be going to the machine anonymously, so that is no problem. We can do that. So given that this is a Active Directory machine, I am going to be using one of the templates for Active Directory template. This one, an Active Directory template machine, not a standalone, but this is more of what the machine that we're doing is going to be like. So let's duplicate the node, put sub nodes, that way the template can duplicate everything that is inside the template, so we can use that as potential reference. So now let's move that to either Try to Hack Me or Hack the Box, which is going to be Try to Hack Me. And we're in the Try to Hack Me directory. So let's right click that and change the properties to your current machine that you're doing. I believe it's Lender. So let's go back and get graph the IP. In this scenario, we are gonna be just a scope to one IP, not two different IPs, which is good. Not any more internals. So we don't have to worry about any tunnelings or anything like that. So let's go back to our Kali machine, and I'm in the home directory. Let me cd into Try to Hack Me, and then I believe I have I only have those two machines. So let me make a directory. Let's make a directory called like the machine that we're doing, and then cd into it, and then I'm gonna clear the terminal. And then what I want to do is I want to make a variable with the IP, so I don't have to remember that IP number all the time. So I'm gonna create a variable called target, and the target is gonna be equal to that. So now you can echo target to verify that the variable is working. Perfect. The next thing, I want to ping the machine, sending one packet to the target machine. So we are just pinging the machine and see if it's up, this is why I do it, because of this. 0 packets received, 100% packets lost. So I want to see what the problem is. Let me see if my OpenVPN is working on tunnel 0. We might have to restart it. Sequence completed. Let's ping it again, and it looks like it's not sending any bytes, any data. So what I want to do, I'm just going to restart the OpenVPN. Let's give it a second. Meanwhile, let's go back over here and let's see what's inside this template. Let's start with the initial enumeration with service discovery and fingerprinting. Since we don't have any credentials, we're gonna be focusing on all of this is gonna be anonymous. This is if port 80 is open, so let's try to get into the machine, get some information about the machine first. So let's ping the target again. Oh, is that a different IP? It sure is. It's a different. Not sure. Maybe I didn't copy it for the first on the first go. So let's redo the target. Perfect. Now let's re-ping the machine just to verify now that we are talking to the machine. Perfect. 1 packet received, 0 packets lost, and the time to live is 126, which Windows will be 128 plus those 2 hops in intermediate, so that's 2. It loses those 2 to 126. And Linux is going to be 64 with some hops in between, so 126 is closer to 128, so that also verifies that the machine, it's a Windows. The next thing I want to do is I want to run the nmaps to see what I have. So let's clear the terminal now that we have verified that we are talking to the machine and we have our variable. Let's go to my notes. Let's start with an nmap. Let's see, where do I have the nmap? Did not copy it. Perfect. It's in service enumeration discovery. So I'm gonna start with an aggressive since this is a CTF. My aggressive nmap, it has 3 intermediates. It has one with it's gonna scan all ports, and then it's gonna sleep for 5 seconds, and then gonna scan for service enumeration, and it's gonna sleep again, and it's finally going to run any scripts, vulnerable scripts. So copy that, mark it as you will do it. Let's go back to here. Let's make a directory called nmap so I can keep everything organized. CD to nmap and paste this. And while that's running, that's going to take a little bit of time to run, but let's right off the bat I see 445, which is SMB. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using a SMB over netexec just to find information about the machine. So I'm going to be using netexec. Well, let me set up my target first. And if you set one variable on this window, it's going to be only on this window. If you open another terminal, the variable is going to it's not going to be exported. So always export your variables. Now let's do netexec over SMB. So I'm just asking the machine to tell me a little bit about the information of the machine, such as the name of the machine and if it's joined to any domain, which it is. So it says that the computer name is this Levy something, and this computer is joined to a domain called trytohackme.local. I believe that's what it stands for. And it's a Windows Server 2019 build 17763. Now this is interesting for various reasons. and one of the most ones that I can think of, it's something is it's a CVE that came back in the 2020 for zero logon. If it's vulnerable, you can definitely take advantage of that vulnerability and exploit the domain itself, so you can bypass the computer and get it straight to the domain controller. And I'm interested on that because it's 2019, and I'm not sure back in 2019 if this machine was patched for the September patch that Windows released on late September. So that's something that we can always test for. But let's grab the domain and the computer name for now, like so. Seeing that Nmap is still going because it's going to take a little bit of time. Let me go back to we did the netexec to find computer information. The fully qualified domain name is going to be this one that we found. And this is going to be useful if you're making queries through LDAP. And the domain is going to be the hackthebox.local. And then computer name is going to be useful for when we're doing something such as 0-day logon. So we already have the computer name, the domain, and the fully qualified domain name. And I like to kind of highlight this as yellow, so for me to kind of something to pop out. So we got good information about the machine. We haven't attacked it or anything, so we're just collecting information about the machine before we even enumerate anything. Let's add the host name to the Oxy host for proper resolution. So let's do that. So let's do sudo nano xhost, enter your password, and paste. I'm gonna paste here the fully qualified domain name that is gonna be mapped to the IP address that I forgot already. I'm also just gonna name it something. I'm gonna name it this just for short. Perfect. And we go getting host. Now this IP resolves to that, and we can do that. Another thing that I like to verify is if we can ping it using the let's use a fully qualified domain name, and this is just for sanitation only. There it goes, talking to it. Let's use lender. Perfect, we're good. All right, so now let's see the Nmap is still running, but we should be able to see some of the ports that are open. Let's see. So this is going to be all the ports. Those are really not interesting. WinRM is definitely is. ADS, not quite sure what this is. 3389 is going to be with the RDP, I believe. This is all you're going to be like your LDAPs over SSL. 389 is going to be the mostly the legacy or the ones that you're going to be seeing all the time. So I'm going to copy from here up, and 53 and 80 is open. That's your DH. And 80, it's running a website on not too secure on port 80, and as well as 443. So it's secure, not secure. ADA, definitely Kerberos. We can do a lot of enumeration with Kerberos. But let's copy these ports of these services and let's add it in our Nmap scan result. And I like to kind of like put a little boxes so I can check off. And the first one that I'm interested in doing is going to be definitely 80 and 443. Let's start with SMB in this case, and then we can back jump and we can jump to 80 and 443. And I'm doing this for a reason, but let's do 445 first. So let's skip the weapon enumeration on those ports and then jump to SMB enumeration. The first one I like to do is recycling, which is going to try to brute force and find the RDIs, your relative IDs, and so we're gonna be this method. We're gonna be looking for in packet. We're gonna be using in packet. We can also use it over netexec, but I like to start with this one first. And the Nmap is still, maybe it's finished by now. No, still working on it. So let's go back to the here. Let's paste our command. We don't have any password, so at this point we're just trying to see if the remote machine can leak any names, and it looks like it is. This is gonna be the domain set, and it's gonna spill all the RITs, those 3 digits on the left. And oh man, that is a lot of names. That is a lot of. Wait, is this machine easy or what is this? Not sure what is the hard, huh? So as you can see, we already got tons of names, and by the looks like it, it's gonna be first name underscore or whatever this is, last name, Sid user, Edward Michael, and this is kind of strange. So definitely, might be like the default service account SA. I can see by the last two letters. Interesting. Definitely interesting because there's more. Are they the same number? No. But what I can do next, we're gonna copy all these names, and since there are quite a few names, what we can do is to narrow down into omit the names that are not in the Active Directory. These names could potentially be for Active Directory or services outside Active Directory. So what I like to do is I'm gonna copy all these names and run all these names through Kerberos, which Kerberos is gonna use port 88 to talk to the KRV and ask, hey, does Brendan Pittman is a user in Active Directory? And it's gonna say yes, valid user or not. So that way we can narrow down and we can reduce the noise when it comes to brute forcing or authenticating to service accounts, so we can avoid lockouts or or just more data that we need to. But we're gonna do that in the next video. Thank you.